All right, now you know what needs to be done, and we've gotten the awkward subject of biceps out the way. It's time to look at some of the actual moves that you can use. Of course, there are many more bodyweight exercises, and there's nothing to stop you creating your own bodyweight moves either. Just use this as a starting point. Okay, let's look at push up, dip, and handstand variations. Let's start with press ups or push ups. You know this one. Lie flat on the ground, hands shoulder width apart, and push your upper body upright. Then there's the clapping push up, and this is our first variation. Just perform push ups but clap in the air once. You can also perform double claps or claps behind the back. Then there's the Maltese push up. And we touched on this already. This is a push up with your hands slightly further down your body and facing outwards. Uneven push ups, well, this is push ups with one hand on a medicine ball or another raised platform. Then there are wall press ups. And these are for those who can't do press ups. Just simply lean against a wall and push yourself away. Knee press ups, these are press ups on your knees. One-handed press-ups, like they sound, you can also do them Rocky style and switch from one hand to the next in mid-air. Then there's incline press-ups, hands on something higher, like a sofa. And this makes it a little easier and it's useful for drop sets. Then there's decline press-ups, it moves the pressure to the shoulders slightly more and to the upper pecs. There's rocking press-ups, push down more on one side and then more on the other. There's diamond press-ups, have your fingers form a diamond shape in the middle of your chest on the ground, and this is a good way to focus more on the triceps. There's wide grip and narrow grip, and this moves the focus to the outer pecs and the triceps, respectively. Then there's extended range of motion press-ups, and when you do these, you put both hands on something a little raised from the ground so that you can do press-ups further down than you normally would. There's dips, and dips can be performed on any two surfaces of the same height just opposite each other. There's tricep dips, and this is a dip but with your hands behind you on a sofa or another raised platform and feet touching the ground stretched out in front. There's the pike push-up, push up with your body pointing down towards the ground, and this works the shoulders more once again. And there's handstand push-ups, and this is with or without support. Then there's sit-up and lower back variations. And the first one is sit-ups, and you know this one. Probably remember it from school. Lie flat, then sit yourself up. Make sure to roll your stomach, not fold at the hips. And the latter will only work on your hip extensors, not your abs. There's Supermans. Lie on the floor with your arms outstretched and then raise both your hands and feet off the ground. Hold for a second, lower, then repeat. Salute to the sun. Now that's the same movement but without lifting the legs. There's the power bridge. With this, you lie flat on the ground with your feet on the floor and then you raise your body up, propping your upper body up on your shoulders. Then there's crunches, and this is even more of a rolling motion. Your abs should crunch before you make it all the way up. Then there's twisting sit-ups. Now, sit up and touch one elbow to the opposite knee, hands behind your head, and then repeat on the other side. Note that your hands should never pull your body up. They're just there to prevent you from cheating. Twisting like this will help you to involve the obliques, which are the muscles on either side of your abs. And there's leg raises. You lie flat on the ground and raise your legs slightly to train the lower abs. Hanging leg raises, well, in those you hang from a pull-up bar and then you raise your legs straight up in front of you. And this is similar to the captain's chair. Then there are frog kicks. And with these, you hang from the pull-up bar and then just bring your knees up to your stomach. And this is an easier version of hanging leg raises, and it's ideal for mechanical drop sets targeting the abs. There's V sit-ups. With those, you lie on the ground and then raise your upper body with hands outstretched to touch your toes with legs outstretched. And there's V sits. Rest on your hands and hold your legs directly up in front of you. There's the bicycle crunch. Now, this is like twisting sit-ups, except you also cycle your feet as you touch your knees to your hand. The upper body stays raised and never touches the ground. Now let's look at some pull-up variations. First of all, there's pull-ups. Grab the bar with an overhand grip and pull yourself up. Your arms should be fairly wide apart. And there's chin-ups, the same, but with an overhand grip, and this targets the biceps more. Then there's around the worlds, and use an overhand grip and move your body in a circular motion in front of the bar. There's front lever, and this is an advanced move. You hold the bar and then raise your legs straight so that your body will become parallel with the ground. Reverse push-ups, and here the bar is attached closer to the ground so your legs can be outstretched and touching the floor. Take some of the weight on your heels, but pull your upper body up towards the bar. It's a bit like an upside down pull-up. Then there's kipping pull-ups, and this is from CrossFit, and it involves swinging your legs slightly to build momentum to get you over the bar. And it allows you to perform pull-ups in a more cardio-like manner. Then there are assisted pull-ups, and use anything to assist you while performing pull-ups. At the start of this series, we suggested using a chair. There's one-handed pull-ups, and you can also use rocking pull-ups to build up to this. Muscle-ups. If you have a bar with nothing above it, then you can perform a pull-up and go past the bar and then push yourself up with your pecs and shoulders. There's neutral grip pull-ups, and these are pull-ups where you hold on to two parallel bars with palms facing inwards towards each other. And there are towel pull-ups, and these are pull-ups holding onto two ends of a towel draped over something, and it's great for building grip strength. Finally, there are lower body variations. And the first one is the body weight squat, and this is a simple squat using only body weight. Then there's the pistol squat, and this is a one-leg squat performed with your heel on the ground and all the way to the floor. And you can do a simpler one-legged squat to build up to this. And you don't need to be doing this on a bar like this guy here. You can actually do this on the floor. Then there's the sissy squat, and this is a squat where you're on tiptoe and you lean back while bending your legs. There's the side squat, so step out to one side and plunge deep into the movement. There's the lunge. Step forward and lunge deep on one leg with the other behind you. Jumping lunges, lunge, jump, and land in the reverse lunge. And tuck jumps, jump and tuck your knees up to your chest in mid-air. Then there's Jack in the Box, and with a Jack in the Box you squat all the way down from a ball shape and then jump up into a starfish shape. And star jumps are an easier version of this. There's squat jumps, and this is a bodyweight squat with a jump on the end. Calf raises, stand on a step or somewhere else so that your heels are hanging over the edge, and raise yourself up with just your calves. And finally, there's one-legged calf rises. And this is the same thing but with just one foot, and you may need to use a free hand to support yourself. Want to take your training further? There is some cool equipment out there that you can use to make your bodyweight workouts more intense. One great example is to get gymnastic rings. Now, these can hang from any pull-up bar and will let you perform ring dips and even the iron cross from home. Push-up stands are also great for doing press-ups through a longer range of motion. But really, why not get a bit more creative? We've already seen that 2 chairs can make a dipping station. 3 can be used to do some really deep push-ups. Likewise, you can do pull-ups and muscle-ups from tree branches, or you can hang onto a rope and tie it round a tree. Or How about taking cans of Coke and using them as push up stands? Get inventive. It's part of the fun of body weight training.